An Uncommon Affair at Tooting Common is a viewer-navigable, nonlinear film presented on 4 screens in an immersive installation environment. The 4 storylines of An Uncommon Affair at Tooting Common are centered around events that take place in the lounge of a medium named Rosemary Brown, who channels deceased composers and writes down their latest works. Each of the storylines is a subjective interpretation of the same events taken from a different character's perspective. The roles of the characters and the unfolding events of the story change depending on which storyline is being followed. Because the plot points of the storylines are designed to be interchangeable and comprehensible when presented forwards or backwards in time, it is possible to explore the story space non-linearly. Each of the 4 screens in the installation environment present a unique, non-linear trajectory through the story space of the film. Story interaction takes place via an interactive electronic Ouija board which is embedded in a table at the center of the 4 screens. The Ouija board is capable of controlling the outcome of the 4-story trajectories simultaneously. Viewers interactively explore the story space on each screen by choosing the perspective and a future or past temporal flow that the story path will follow when changing scenes. Being a screen itself, the interactive Ouija board provides visual feedback in the form of animations that indicate the unfolding of the selection process for each screen. Surrounding the Ouija board are 4 bands of movies that correspond to a screen. A smoke-like cursor indicates which screen is currently being set. Besides playing scenes as appropriate, the screens provide visual feedback to the viewers. The 2 wheels on opposing sides of the bottom of the screen are maps of the story space. Spokes on the maps indicate plot points, while the points indicate perspective. The line indicates the trajectory through the story space, with light to dark indicating the history from present to past. The 2 bands of images at the top and bottom of the screen indicate the history of the story from present to past. The bottom band tracks the history of selected perspectives, while the top band tracks the scenes. As implied, the presentation of the 4 storylines unfolding on the screens is simultaneous. The cumulative effect of this simultaneity results in an indeterminacy that forces the viewer to parse, interpret, and perceptually navigate the mass of rhizome-structured information encountered in the installation. While a state of indeterminacy between the screens exists, the connection between the screens is not random. As the viewer directs the 4 storylines, the storylines interact with each other. Synchronous, asynchronous, convergent, and divergent patterns occurring between the screens are highlighted as events that affect the presentation of the content across the screens as a whole, resulting in an ever-changing information texture which shifts as the combined story space unfolds.